Welcome back to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we're talking NWA Saturday Night on TBS from April the 28th, 1990. I'm sitting here with Doc and Harper, who is back in the saddle. He's got electricity, which is a great thing. And Doc's in a pissy mood, so I'll throw it to him first. How you doing, man?
The good news is that I'm Stephen A. and you're Max Kellerman.
Negative, brother.
I'm Linda Cohn.
Hey, I just want to. No, I'm doing all right, and here's why, man. I think we need to bring everybody in. I mean, not a bad first week of football here in the NFL for everybody involved, right?
Yeah.
Is that the lie you tell yourself?
Hey, we would have beat 28 or 29 of the teams in the NFL with that performance.
They should have won.
Playoff, Bubba.
We should have won if we had a kicker.
Oh, yeah, that's true. The guy missed he missed 4 points.
Right. And we lost by how many?
Was it 3?
Right.
A bad kicker.
Asshole.
A bad kicker in the NFL will cost you multiple games a season.
Oh, yeah.
The games are too close.
And here's the thing. I got no love for a kicker unless you're like Vanderjack or Vinatieri. That dude on our side should have been cut. He should have had to find his own way back from Tampa. We're going back to Dallas. Don't know where you're going, pal. Now, let's also get Greg Zerline for everybody out there. Greg the Leg, as he likes to be called. But let's talk about this. Crab Legs went out there and threw 5 touchdowns, and y'all beat the dirty Aaron Rodgers led Packers. That was phenomenal, was it not?
You goddamn right it was.
That's right.
Doc,
did you stop cleaning up debris long enough to watch the game, Harper?
Well, I saw it, yeah. When it was 17-3, I'm like, watch. They're going to go in the locker room. They're going to make the adjustments. Then it's going to be 17-10. Then it's going to be 17-17. And the Saints are going to lose like 31-24. Watch.
Well, and here's the other thing. I'm so down on 1990 WCW, I'm ready to turn this entire show into a Week 1 NFL recap show.
Let's do that.
Let's do it, man. Here's the thing.
I
had the NFL ticket up. I watched the Red Zone for about 5 straight hours, 6 straight hours. I saw some of every game. I am an expert on the NFL right now. Let's do that.
Bro, Saturday, we got the Hulu Plus, which has everything. I sat there from 11 o'clock in the morning till like 1:30 in the fucking morning and watched nothing but college football.
Wasn't it great?
It's fucking great.
The last couple of weeks you had to worry about like living in another state and hurricanes and coronavirus and bullshit.
Fuck, I like sitting at my aunt's house. That was fucking awesome.
Well, in Texas, it seems like it treated you pretty well. I mean, did those socks hold up?
Oh, yeah. The fucking 99-cent stores are fucking bad. Those are awesome. I wish we had those.
You should move to Texas.
I should.
You can shoot people here, you know?
Come on, Mike.
I meant with ropes.
Oh.
I think you could. Oh, man.
Oh, you know what? I got some, my cousin gave me some ghillie shit.
Oh, hey, is that worth anything?
No, he said it's not.
Just memories. He's like, that's why he said, that's why I'm giving it to you.
Pretty much. I got the cans, like the ghillie beer cans.
Mm-hmm.
I got one of those, and he gave me 3 shot glasses.
That's pretty cool.
One side says Gillies, and the other one says, who was the other country? What was his name? Johnny Lee?
Johnny Lee.
Yes, it's Johnny Lee's.
Living all the wrong places.
That's why cowboys have shit in their mustaches.
Why?
Because they're looking for love in all the wrong places.
Circle, circle, dot, dot, okay.
Always comes back to that natural immunity, you know? And just one other thing. I just want to say, just go out here, and I want to encourage everybody in the Army. You know, recently, Blassie and I did the COVID update episode. But he said something that, regardless of your stance on anything that we talked about medically, I think is a good move for everybody to do. I started working out again. I'd hurt my knee, so I started running again, and I've dropped 3 pounds in the last week.
That's
And
good.
Harper, you probably have some pounds to lose because
Yeah. I got a fuckload of pounds to lose.
yeah, and that's what one of the things that Blassie said we should all do is get in shape.
Well, thanks, Captain Obvious. What the fuck?
Right.
He's a medical doctor, though.
What's he gonna tell me? I should make more fucking money? The fuck?
Why you got to Harper on this show? We follow the science.
Yeah.
Oh boy, leave it to Harper.
So I want everybody in the Army. Hey, this is serious. We want y'all taking good care of yourself so that we can get that patron money.
Yeah, for real.
Oh man. Oh boy, that's nice, Doc.
So Harper, what was the best college game that you saw all weekend? Was it LSU all over McNeese or
No. I watched A&M in Colorado.
that was not good?
Yeah. Well, 'cause if it was close, I watched it.
Man, is Half Pint alive, Mike?
Yeah, because he picked well, I don't want to give away what he picked because that was, on a Patreon show, but let's just say
His hometown team and his hometown college team both dropped games this weekend.
yeah, there you go. Wasn't just that, man. The Titans look bad.
They looked bad.
No.
Hey, the Bills looked bad too. I'm a little worried about that.
I'm not going there because Pittsburgh's a good team. But I don't know. You never know. Arizona, the Cardinals might end up being decent. They do have some talent there. So, but it was just how they played. They didn't lose by 1, 2, 3. Look, here's the thing, man. In the NFL, if you lose by one score, man, that you're right there. I mean, there's no shame in that. You start losing by multiple scores, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Well, here's the thing, bro. The Saints beat Tampa last year 38-3 on Sunday night, and well, Tampa ended up winning the Super Bowl, so there's that. But the point being,
can I not have my joy? Can I not have my joy for a week?
Dude, your team lost. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I also like hating on other people's teams.
Oh, I know you do. I know. And there's nobody there's not a team nor a player you hate more than Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers outside of your division.
I hate the Eagles more.
Well, that's why I said outside of your division.
But he's the worst individual in all of sports.
Well, let me take care of. Oh, go ahead.
He also gave me an old 1970 something Houston Oilers coffee mug.
Love you, Blue.
Yeah.
Dude, the Houston Oilers helmet is iconic.
Yeah. Oh, and then we went to this thrift store that had good shit in it. And they had remember those fucking metal garbage cans from when you were a kid?
Yes.
I bought one at the flea market. I bought a Saints one, and they had an Oilers one in there that had to be as old as I am, if not more. And it was autographed by somebody. But then
Earl Campbell?
No, it said something. I couldn't really read it because it was so old, but it said good luck to you, number so and so,
Love you, Blue.
Yeah, right. And it was $50. I was like, what am I going to do with this?
I get the feeling that the people down there are not big fans of the Texans. They want their Oilers back.
Oh God, dude, it's Astros. Every asshole's wearing the shirt, the hat. It's like the Texans don't fucking exist.
Well,
just so the people of Houston know, because we got a lot of Houstonians who listen to this. I know that for a fact because I've chatted with them. Just so you know, when Harper says they got a lot of assholes wearing Oilers stuff, that's actually a term of endearment from Harper. Yes, it is.
Houston is a terrible place. It's just awful.
Sure, right.
Just a terrible
sports teams. I mean, when you think about it, think of that fucking comeback against the Oilers in the playoffs.
You mean the
known? Right. They're known for that. The Astros won the World Series. They cheated to get the whole fucking thing.
Uh-oh,
And no
he's
one for
really
that
digging
shit.
in now. Go ahead.
I mean, in their basketball team, they had Chris Paul and what's his name from the Thunder with the beard.
James Harden.
Yeah, they got those two, and they drop a fucking turd with their basketball fucking team. I mean, what the fuck?
They got heart of a champion, bro.
They do have 2
Yeah.
world titles, man. So I mean, you can't. Come on.
Yeah, that was
Hey,
fucking.
nobody
25
loves.
The only reason they got it is because fucking Jordan took a fucking sabbatical.
Boy,
Is that
Chris
their fault?
Zaha is gonna love that.
I mean, bruh.
Look, you could bag
Am I
on
lying?
a lot of things that are Houston, but Elijah one was legit.
Oh yeah, I would
Yeah.
say that. Yeah.
Elijah Lam, he was legit.
Oh fuck! You know what I just found out?
Uh-oh.
Wait,
That guy
is it a test that you want a negative or not?
No. In those fucking State Farm commercials, the black dude Jake,
Yes.
bruh, for the longest I thought he was a football player, and I found out no, that's the new Jake.
He looks like Jay Spade.
Well, because when you first see him, it's with fucking Aaron Rodgers. And I thought, okay, he must play for the Packers with him.
No, he just was the
No.
new Jake.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Did you think that was Devontae Adams?
I didn't know who he was, but I figured he was to play with the Packers with fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Donald
Yeah,
Driver?
No. Come on.
Antonio Freeman?
Yeah.
Well,
Reggie
Nah.
Mike's
Reggie
like,
White.
Done? Mike's like, are you done? Are you done yet with your flips and your dives and
not
your
a-
three-day receivers?
not at Harper getting pissed off all the fans from Houston.
Look,
Oh man.
they
I can't
probably,
stand
they
it.
probably.
He's
Hey,
like,
look,
yeah, they're a bunch of cheaters, the Astros. Hey, bunch of assholes. I said, well, I was like, well, I mean, you fucking live here. It's like, I don't care. They fucking cheated. Fuck them.
I got a buddy from high school, Harper. He's a huge Astros fan from back in the day. 'Cause remember when the Astros used to come on, was it 38 or 26? Back in the day in New Orleans. They used to air their games there. I mean, because it was the closest major league team. So he, fell into a following. And when I say aired them there, you didn't have to have cable. It was a UHF station. We got Astros games on. So he grew up, an Astros fan. And he's like, he tells anybody that brings up the cheating thing, oh, you could take it and stick it, Jack. Like, he sounds like Hogan when he's talking about that. You can stick it, brother. We won that title fair and square. Anyway, interesting stuff. I don't follow baseball close enough to really have an opinion either way.
cheating is cheating, though, right?
Hey,
right is
bro,
right,
look,
and
man,
wrong
here's
is
the
wrong.
thing, bro. If
Fair
you
is
ain't
fair.
cheating, you ain't trying. On that note, special shout out to our largest page contributors monthly, disrespectfully classy Marky Blassie, Mike Childress, Joe Ice. Thank you for your generous patronage each and every month. A couple of new patrons as well. Dan M, thanks for becoming a Hall of Fame Patreon member. Appreciate it. And Ken H, thanks for becoming a patron. And then a couple of shout outs. Duck Bozard and Adam Price, every single week I noticed that they retweet our shows on Twitter. And I hadn't mentioned this in a long time, but I want to mention, hey, if you see us tweet out the show each and every week, retweet it for us, because nothing helps this show grow more than organic growth and horizontal integration. Right, Doc?
And I would add Mullet Morton to that. He's down at the shoot job just messing everything up.
Dude, I can't. Can you imagine what that warehouse must look like? Doesn't he say he's driving a forklift or something
Dude,
in a
it's
warehouse?
got to be a dildo factory.
Oh, come on.
Or a sex doll factory, maybe?
Whatever.
I don't know.
Like-
Yeah.
Like the fucking robot ones.
Wow. There was a story on it was a legit story from a few years ago. There was a robot sex doll that got abused at some thing or something or another. And yeah,
Real descriptive story here, Mike.
I can't remember. I was trying to
Abused,
look up the
like-
story.
What define abused?
Yeah.
Soiled and abused multiple times.
Are we talking
was a-
about like a ring rat that gets stuck in the wrong hotel room?
Soiled
back at the Marriott?
and abused multiple times. It was a
do you
display
mean?
item.
Abuse. Like he
Mhm.
punched it around, or he just used it too much.
Well, they beat it up pretty good.
It had bruises show up and a black eye, and
Use your.
and they called the police on him, and the cop showed up and like, a damn robot hit me first.
I could see Cletus saying something like that too.
The damn robot hit me first. It turned on me.
That damn turned on me, man. What am I supposed to do? I mean, here 1 second I'm going in raw and it's feeling toasty, and next second it swung around and kicked me in the eye. I ain't having that shit, brother.
So, where is Bozard from?
Believe Virginia.
We consider that the South still, right?
Oh wait, Carolina. Yeah. Maybe it's North Carolina.
That's still the South too.
Yeah, he's a Southerner. He's a Southerner.
Morton's in the South, and I know Adam Price isn't. We're big in the South.
Oh yeah, I mean Adams, Sparks, they're both in Mississippi.
Well, I know the JV. I don't know if you've ever heard the JV Goon Squad, Harper, but I've done a couple of shows with them now, and they all sound like they just scrabbled out of the backwoods of the Smoky Mountains.
Shazam, Shazam!
That is a good representation right there.
Yeah, man. That's nice. Y'all are messed up. Anyway, retweet the show when you see us tweet it out. We appreciate it. We do have a lot of Southern listeners, but we got listeners from around the world, man. Australia, England.
We're like Brian hot dogs with the flavors of the South.
I mean, when you're covering Southern wrestling, it kind of comes with the territory, but, we worldwide too, man. Don't sell yourself short, Doc. Lots of Southerners, but worldwide as well.
Well, we are worldwide. That's true.
Yeah, we are. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, no, huh?
Let me ask one thing, Doc. Do you have anything before I start the video version? Any other flips or dives before I start the video version of this?
Don't we have anything else to discuss before we have to talk about this?
Harper, what are your thoughts on the site you're looking at right now?
Sting has to be thinking this is the most awesome thing ever. I'm with fucking RoboCop, and this is, a big fucking deal, or what the fuck am I thinking standing here next to fucking RoboCop?
I think he's thinking, I always knew wrestling was stupid, but I'm about to make it cool.
Yeah.
So
RoboCop. I've always when you watch that shit when you were a kid, like, oh, it's RoboCop. It's like, you ever notice you never saw him arrest somebody? You never saw him put handcuffs on fucking somebody and put him in the back seat of the fucking police car. And the thing is, he couldn't move. So all you gotta do is run.
Can't you just spray him with a water bottle and he'd rust up and
get
working?
Fuck, bro.
The worst part is, so before you would have seen the first RoboCop, you would have been like, okay, well, let me see what this is about. They're not promoting the first one here. The first one had come out a couple of years earlier.
Yeah, that was like 87 or something when that came out.
Exactly. This is in promotion with the second one, which was even dumber.
It had that good song I told y'all about, the Babylon AD song on the soundtrack. Well,
unfortunately, people don't watch movies for songs.
Oh,
don't get me wrong. It helps to have a good soundtrack. I watch it
for the screwing.
Of course you do. But I don't. It is what it is. So anyway, this is April 28th, 1990. It's less than an hour of an episode. Some of the commercials are cut out, so we only got. Yeah, we're already at an A right now on the curve, on the grading scale.
It's gonna go.
Cornette and Jim Ross open the show. They remind us that Sting is not retiring, but he will be back at Capital Combat with RoboCop, as we just saw on that opening. JR also reminds us that Abdullah and Bam Bam Bigelow will be wrestling this week. And we are also told the Steiners are defending their NWA World Tag titles against the Minnesota Wrecking Crew too. But stay tuned, because that really doesn't happen. Doc, any thoughts before I keep going to the first match?
I guess they whoopsied because Shivani was not doing the castor oil again this week.
Well, it's WCW in 1990, so of course there's nothing that's consistent. If anything's consistent, it's the inconsistency of everything. All right.
Right.
So we go to the first match, and again, like I said, it's not the Minnesota Wrecking Crew versus the Steiner brothers. It is actually, I think, Rick Steiner, or not I think, it is Rick Steiner versus Minnesota Wrecking Crew number 1. So whoever the number 1 guy is. This is from NWA Pro that aired on April the 21st of 1990. They throw it to that. I can't even begin to explain what's happening here because JR says it's going to be a match for the tag titles, but then we get singles action.
Yeah.
Doc, well, Harper, I'll throw to you first. Any thoughts on the inconsistency here with, we thought we were going to get a world tag title match, and then we get singles action.
You think maybe one of them got hurt or something?
Come on, that's the logical answer.
Right. I mean, that's what I would have fucking said.
Well, based on the switcheroo that they do in this match, I'm going to say no, but it's just odd. And here's the thing. These teams did wrestle around the loop a few different times. So I just was kind of wondering why didn't he just grab a tape from one of those other shows, or they probably didn't tape it. I'm answering my question, where they could have just aired that. No, we get this where they're in singles action, which makes no sense.
And here's the real question. How far into this did you realize? Because, I don't always listen and watch and pay attention to this stuff. So I was a couple of minutes in. I was like, wait, I thought we were doing a tag match here.
It hit me right as I went to it because, I'm sitting there taking notes and I'm like, all right, JR said world tag title match. And then I see them as soon as they make the announcement, not 30 seconds later, Rick Steiner versus Minnesota Wrecking Crew member number 1. What? Yeah. Anyway.
And then you got Ronnie, and then you got Jimmy Garvin on color, which doesn't really work for me.
He's with, it's an odd combination. It's him and Lance Russell on commentary. Kind of weird. Lance Russell's great, but it is weird. Garvin on commentary is just not that good. We don't like Garvin in this territory right now.
Wait, go to 744.
Harper has timestamps.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw
this is a seminal moment in the show.
Bro, watch this. Watch this kick. Bam!
Oh, shit.
Whoopsie.
I didn't catch that when I was taking my notes, but boy, he caught Rick Steiner in the face good.
In the bush.
Holy crap.
He was happy because in the clothesline coming up looks rough.
Yeah, well, I've got the timestamp on that in a minute. So 8:48 is next.
8:48? Okay.
It's not the clothesline. It's what was that? So.
All right, well, we're at 8:30.
Look at those zebra pants Scotty's wearing outside.
Look at that nice power slam. No, that's not.
Yeah.
He's got a singlet on.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom of the singlet, Doc.
Who, Scotty?
Yeah, on the outside. It's the bottom of his singlet.
Oh, I can't see.
All right, here's 8:48. What the hell was that?
That's what I said.
What?
It was almost like Rick Steiner was trying to go for that move that Scott Steiner does where he backflips with the guy as he's holding him.
Oh, wow.
But he didn't make it.
But he didn't make it, and then it just ended up being basically like he just fell on Rick Steiner.
And then we're going to get one hell of a clothesline here in about 25 seconds.
Oh, this is the one that Steiner delivers where he just cleans his clock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The receipt. Which is hard to tell if it's a receipt because it's just his normal clothesline.
Yeah, they always deliver it stiff. Here it comes. Let me see what he does. Because I'm telling you, it's always stiff.
He throws a nice one.
Oh, man, it looks good. They take your head off, really. Nah, it was fine. It wasn't anything malicious.
It looks good.
It looks good, though.
Good. So the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, the one member's wrestling Rick Steiner, right? And the other one's on the outside with Ole. They do that old switcheroo thing that mass teams would do, and you've seen it a million times with mass teams.
Yeah, with twins and shit. Yeah.
Stuff like that. So Rick Steiner ends up catching Minnesota Wrecking Crew in a small package, even though they were trying to switcheroo, and he ends up pinning him in singles action. And then they put the boots to Rick Steiner after. But again, this wasn't a world tag title match like we were promised. So I don't know what to think. And I swear these guys can't be here that much longer. I think we're in week 4 with them. I may have said that last week, but they're out soon. This might be the last we see of them.
This is my dark period, so I never knew this existed.
I don't remember them. I think they got drafted and went to Desert Storm or something.
Come on.
They just went back to the AWA is what happened.
Hey, just go out there and swat down the scuds, brother.
Well, Ole does not change his outfits week in and week out. It's the black shirt with the suspenders. The do somebody in outfit.
What do you think those suspenders smell like?
That's a Harper question.
Cigarettes.
And Old Spice.
And I don't know.
What do you think Ole drinks liquor-wise?
Gin?
Yeah, something like that. I doubt he's a beer drinker, or was.
Have we had this? Have we talked about gin before on this show?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, how it's shit. It's like old man fucking liquor.
It is.
Why the piss would anybody want to drink that?
It's old and bitter.
Ugh. All right, Doc. Any other thoughts on?
Hey, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now let's crowdsource this. If you drink gin, message Mike and tell him why and what mixer you put in that thing. Because if you drink gin and tonic instead of vodka tonic, you got some real problems with the world.
And what brand?
And what brand? Yeah. Is it if this shit's in a plastic bottle? I mean, ugh. I kind of feel like all gin should come in a plastic bottle, though.
Doc, when you said mixer just now, it made me think of that Guarmatic blender thing that we got to show Harper one day.
That thing. That Czechoslovakian sex toy.
Yeah. All right. So on that note, any other thoughts on Steiner and Wrecking Crew #1 right there, Doc?
Not really.
Yeah. Let's go down to Doom and Teddy Long for a quick promo. Listen to Teddy here.
You know, they got some people out there that are saying Doom and Teddy Long can't do this and they can't do that. Well, that might have been true in the past, but right now it's a new day, a new time, and it's the present. And I have proven to the whole professional wrestling world that Doom is the toughest, the meanest, the baddest team in the NWA. Because we've defeated the Road Warriors, you people have seen me run right up and knock that skinhead Paul Ellering out, so I've got nothing else to prove about the Road Warriors and Paul Ellering. So right now, you're looking at the #1 contenders for the World Tag Team titles, and that's the Soul Brothers Doom. And whatever I have to do, whatever I have to bring, I make a prediction to you people right now that these two big mean monsters, the masters of disasters, the ghetto soul blasters, will be the new World Tag Team champions. Steiner Brothers, watch out, we're coming, baby.
I don't know. Teddy just tickles me. There was nothing spectacular about that, but just the way he looks, he tickles me every week. Doc, what are your thoughts?
I am uncomfortable when he calls Paul Ellering a skinhead. That in 1990 was not a good term whatsoever. Now there's good skinheads and there's bad skinheads, but in 1990,
what's a good skinhead?
What are you talking about?
There's like in the subculture there are skinheads who are not racist at all and are actually completely like accepting of the diversity.
Where do you get that information from?
That sounds like someone's like racist grandpa. Well, they got the good blacks and the bad blacks.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. That's what I hear when I hear that.
Well, if you do a little reading on the subject, you'll figure it out.
All right, so I want y'all to DM Doc Turner at twitter.com to tell him your thoughts on his commentary. Don't send it to me.
We used to have that punk rock dude out in Seattle. Does he still listen?
What?
We had some dude that was out in Seattle that was in some band that used to listen to us.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, me
old-time listener. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure he does, though.
He would be able to help answer that as well. Now, does Teddy own more than one suit?
I don't think so.
True. Yeah, it's the same suit. Unless he shot a bunch of promos just over and over again and didn't change his suit.
Actually, he does. He's got that gray one and he's got that white one.
Okay. He also said it's a new day, which
I heard that.
kind of pop. kind of popped me.
It's a new day.
But I mean, he's got a rap, he's got a flow, and so yeah, he didn't say anything there that was like groundbreaking, but it's still entertaining because he's entertaining.
Yeah, he's Teddy, man. Teddy's good. No complaints about Teddy here.
Nah.
All right. Well, we get the RoboCop ad again for Capital Combat in Harper. This is what I was talking about. I mean, they flat out say it here. You know, it's RoboCop 2, which again, RoboCop, the first RoboCop.
How about we fucking? I'm curious how the second one did because I remember it when it had the little kid that was cussing and.
Wait, what?
In a second RoboCop, like they had a little kid that was like a drug lord.
I've never seen any RoboCop action, so I can't.
And it was where this guy was this big crime lord and he died, and they put his mind into a computer,
right?
And they put the computer into like the big fucking robot body. And he was going around killing people, and then they
decommissioned the RoboCop, the original. Like they decommissioned him, and then they had to bring him back.
Yeah.
I mean, no, Doc, I get it. What were you asking, Harper? You want to know how much it did?
Well,
like budget?
I've got the budget in the box office right here, pals.
It did good.
Can you believe? I don't think so. Can you believe that somebody, the estimated budget on Wikipedia, its Wikipedia page, and I'm guessing this is 1990 money.
Yeah,
$25 to $30 million budget.
Okay, but they had a $25 to $30 million budget, but it only did like $51 million at the box office.
45 at the box office.
Okay, by comparison, the budget for the first RoboCop was only 13.7 according to Wikipedia.
Damn.
But the box office was 53.4. So
shit.
They made a significant amount more.
Did not live up to the expectations.
Yeah, the sequel basically did nothing, at the box office. I mean, if you figure 30 million and it says it did, 45.7 at the box office, it's only, 15.7 more than the budget.
Yeah,
it was a terrible movie. It was horrible.
Oh yeah, it was a bad. I mean, what do you want to say? It was fucking RoboCop 2.
Stupid, just stupid.
Right.
It was
like straight to the dollar show.
It was the 25th highest grossing movie of the year.
Damn.
That surprises me actually.
Yeah,
but wait.
It made $1.5 million more dollars than Young Guns 2.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. When it says 25th, when they say gross, they're not taking into account the budget.
No, that's the net. Ding dong.
That's just the net. So I guarantee you, if you went by what it actually made, it would be a lot lower on the rankings.
That's called the net, dude.
I'm just saying, put it in perspective. Stupid movie. God, it was horrible. Oh my God, it was terrible. Harper, I actually didn't.
Third one.
It was a third one.
I didn't even see that one. I heard it was a third one.
It was a straight to video, wasn't it?
I remember that. One. So while he's looking it up, I remember I didn't even see the second one when it came out. My roommate in college had the video, and that's when I watched it, and I was like, "This is dumb."
I remember it coming on like Channel 26 and shit, like the movie of the week and all.
What? What's Jesus
The
Christ?
budget for the third one was $22 million.
God damn.
Okay. Was it straight to video?
Here's the thing. It made more money than the second one.
What the?
It didn't make more money. It made $2 million at the box office, but the profit, like Mike likes to talk about, was $25 million on the second one.
See, I don't remember the third one being in a theater.
Did WCW promote the third one? That's a joke. I know.
No.
No, it's a joke.
Yeah, they did. That's when they brought the Stormtrooper out. Fred, the Shockmaster.
Fuck, was there a 4?
No
made
way.
No?
No, come on. I barely remember a third. Well, while he's looking...
It was a TV show in 2001.
Oh, God.
I don't remember that.
Pillman and Z-Man are taking on Paul Brake and Terry Bronson's match. It was like these four guys were wrestling in a wrestling school. The crowd was so quiet. It was just silence. Silence.
I'm going to have to take you back to 1645 real quick. Watch Paul Drake turn into Lex Luger here.
Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Because, yeah, he did. This match is just the shits. Like, the crowd, there is, look at Paul Drake.
Yeah.
Dude's flexing.
Paul Drake wants to be a wrestler, dude.
And then he turns around. It's just that this looks stupid. Dude, this crowd made no noise. Pillman and Z-Man win with ease. They retain their U.S. titles, tag titles. The crowd made no noise, though. Just,
yeah.
I've got nothing else from it, Doc. Did you have anything else while you're still looking at RoboCop 3?
I'm not. I'm surprised that they didn't call Z-Man and Pillman the American males.
It would have given him an actual name because they don't even have a name right now.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. There's no name.
Yeah, it's just Z-Man and Pillman.
You can't put that on a fucking T-shirt. You gotta have a fucking name.
Dude, the crowd never made a sound.
So effectively, we took the guy in this match that was in with Rick and Luger and all these guys that the people loved, and we silenced him. Good job.
Just wait till you see what they do to Z-Man, and then after they do that, they try to tag the two back up for months, like it's gonna do something and revive the team, and it's the dumbest thing. It's one of the we've seen a lot of dumb stuff, but it's just another dumb thing that they do. Because then you're
let me ask you this. I was going to bring this up at some point during the show, but this seems like as good a point as any. Mike, you and I have been, unfortunately, in the shoot job for years and years and years, where the booker man just has a bad idea and everybody's got to kind of do the fake laugh and like, oh, that's great. That's nice. Good job.
I'm a little bit more insulated from that than you, but yes, I agree.
In your previous life, you've run into that.
Oh God.
Yeah. And I feel like they did that with Herd for a long time. That was the second phase. The first phase was, you don't know what you're doing. And then they were like, well, that won't work. So it's like, okay, fuck it. We'll just get paid. Then the third phase was, I quit, which we're seeing now. We're seeing the fruits of that phase happen now. But I'm just like, if I'm Herd, and look, he doesn't know a thing about the business, but if I'm watching the finished product, how can you not look at this and go, what are we doing?
Well, when you don't know,
it is not an entertaining product that's being put out there.
But they got RoboCop.
Shut up.
No, Harper's actually making the point. That's exactly what Herd's thinking.
Right.
Well, we got this great movie.
But we got RoboCop.
You think fucking RoboCop wears ruse?
Oh.
Well, and I'm pretty sure they're excited because they just had Nintendo as a sponsor there on that pin.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing. How does WCW at this point have Nintendo as a sponsor? I could see WWF doing it, but not. I mean, I expect them to be having like TurboGrafx 16 for their sponsor.
Well, and something. Oh, go ahead.
I expect WCW to have that little triangle piece of paper folded up that we played football with.
I was thinking about, as we talk about some of these commercials. Now remember, when we, some of these commercials have kind of been dumb.
Ready to look at this?
Oh shoot, hold on. Well, some of these commercials, like the ones that don't appear during a segment like this is actually a WCW commercial because it's played during the finish. So Nintendo is specifically, they're sponsoring WCW. Now, the commercials we see in between commercial break, that's not always a WCW commercial. That could be a Turner thing, right?
Sure.
Like they're just playing that on TBS. So, because I mean, I was thinking back to the whole Today's Sponge thing.
But Castor Oil, Western Union, and Nintendo are not ding-dong fly-by-night companies.
Agreed,
Right.
and that's what I was going to say. So those companies, they're legit, like, they're legit companies, and they're sponsoring WCW during this period. So it's just...
So I can see her. So the point I'm making is, and Harper, really brought it in. It's like Herd's probably going, these wrestling motherfuckers don't know. I got Nintendo, I got Castor Oil, I got fucking RoboCop. I don't even know what the fuck that is, but my grandson seems to love it. Fuck, I mean, give me another gen. God damn.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's. It's.
I
pretty
mean
damn
that.
sad.
I mean, if you're worried about the current product, they're making money. They don't care.
I almost said something.
Say it.
Say it,
I
dude. Come
I
on.
almost said some of the current product, literally, that's on TV today, 2021. Some of it makes more sense than this.
I thought the same thing before we recorded tonight. Is I've been watching some current product, and I'm like,
I mean, the perfect example is that first match. It's tag team titles, and
it's the first time since we started this in five years ago that I was like, because we used to always say, well, it's a B-, but shit, it's better than anything we see today. Is it?
No, I mean, you got to start questioning it. You really do, because sometimes it's just like, what the hell are they doing?
I mean,
makes no
here's
sense.
the thing. Pretty soon, PN News and Van Hammer will be here to save the day, right?
yeah, Van Hammer.
We've got another debut of someone who was in the NWO coming in a few months as well.
Oh yeah,
Does it
Virgil.
rhyme with Oz?
It's not that gimmick. It's another gimmick. And when you see it, you're gonna be like, huh? I mean, there's some stuff that I actually love hearing when Harper sees something and it just disgusts him. Like he
That's
doesn't
the
like
other
it
thing.
and it makes him mad, but I actually chuckle when he goes,
That's
"What
the other thing is we're in a dead period where there's no like surprises and new shit going on. So we're kind of in a stale period where even we don't have any like new nonsense to react to. It's the same regurgitated crap. Speaking
sucks,
of,
man.
P.S. Hayes.
Harper, what were you about to say before I play this PSA's promo?
It's like when we watched Smoky Mountain Wrestling when I found out for the first time Kevin Sullivan was the mystery guy. That was so fucking awesome. When it took the fucking blanket off of fucking Arn Anderson, who in the fuck thought that would have happened?
Dude, I'll never forget the night I was watching that the first time before Mike ever watched it. And I popped. It was like, I stayed up. I was like, wife, you going to bed. I'm going to stay up and watch this. I'm stuck. I'm into this. And he came out from under that sheet, and I was like, God, fucking double A. I mean, hey, how many times did we tell you, Harper, the surprise here is going to pay off? And how many times did it?
Always.
Until the end with the midget.
It always paid off until until that last big show. It always paid off.
Yeah.
Last 15 episodes, 10 episodes, no.
And I'm sorry, I want to like Abdul the Butcher being here, but good guy Abdul ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah,
well,
that's
hold on. Go ahead, Harper.
It's like having Red Skull joining the Avengers. He's a fucking bad guy. You can't change that image.
It would be like taking the newly pelted Drew Brees in 2010 and saying, I mean, I know you're great at quarterback. You're an all-time great, but we're going to try you at free safety this week.
Right.
Can we talk about that for a second? Because
you tell me.
Drew Brees went to Stan Lane's pelt installer.
I thought he went to LeBron James's.
No, he went to
I thought he went to Mari's from fucking Goodfellas.
Good one.
Bruh, he's got
jumps in the pool with his wig on.
Yeah.
He's got a fresh pelt on his head, man. It looks regular. It
Dude,
looks fake.
if I was him, I would just come out and say, yeah, I had some work done up there. And leave it at that and just kind of laugh it off.
All right, let's keep moving. Michael Hayes and Jim Cornette. Let's hear what Hayes has to say.
I've been joined by one half of the world's greatest rock and roll band, the Fabulous Freebirds, none other than Michael P.S. Hayes himself. You hear the ovation from the crowd. They love the Freebirds. You are proving to the world of wrestling that you can't come to the ring playing rock and roll music because you guys originated that. The Rock and Roll Express stole it. But more importantly, what you guys did a couple of weeks ago in that 2 out of 3 fall match, you whipped the daylights out of the rock and roll, and I loved it.
Well, first of all, I'd like to make sure, did your mother get the front row tickets for the concert in Munich?
Yes, she did. Thank you very much. I wanted to thank you personally about that, and also the autographed album.
No problem. If you wonder where Jimmy Jam is right now, we've got such a mega tour that is being unveiled in Europe, European Utopia, that he's taking care of meeting public officials. Now, getting back to what you were talking, just keep it down, fans, keep it down.
No respect.
What you were talking about, the Rock and Roll Express. Told you when this thing started, just like your old man told you a long time ago. We brought it in, we can take it out. But I know every parent at home understands that no matter how much you love your child and how good a kid it is, sometimes there comes necessary means to whoop them. You know what I mean? And I want you to know deep from the bottom of our heart that it hurt us a lot more than it hurt you.
Michael PSA's Rock and Roll, look out because the Freebirds are coming, and we'll focus on the World Heavyweight title situation when we come back. I think they deserved it.
They did.
I love how Hayes tells people to be quiet and there's literally no sound back there.
I think he did that to get them to react.
Yeah, because they then reacted. That's a good point.
Yeah. I remember
Doc,
this commercial.
I do too. Doc, any thoughts on Hayes there?
Why was Mama Cornette in Munich, Germany?
Because
Everything
I don't
was
know.
airtight, brother.
maybe she was going to, I don't know. The only thing I know about Munich was the Olympics when the terrorists and kidnapped or whatever, held the hostages.
Right.
Right. In like the 70s.
In 72.
Yeah, something like
The
that.
Israelis in the
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike's like, what?
I know what you're talking about. I ain't
No,
that
you
fucking
don't.
Dumb. Jesus Christ.
Remember when whipping some kids was just like the thing to do?
Whipping some kids?
Yeah, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Hayes was talking about sometimes you gotta, all you parents know you gotta just
Oh.
whip your kids. It's like, you can't do that anymore.
That's why
No,
they're
you're-
crazy. Pulling on fucking door handles at fucking 2 a.m.
What?
That's why they're outside pulling on y'all's cars' door handles at fucking
Oh,
2 a.m.
Gotcha.
Were you a big
Gotcha.
spanker, Mike?
I'm all for that. The Mrs. That's another story.
Hmm.
Yeah. If that
We-
tells you
So
anything.
you would whip them, but you're afraid she would whip you in the process.
No. I'm not going to
Oh.
say that. But I'm not going to tell you what really happened because I'm on an open channel and I don't want nobody knocking on my damn door. You got a problem with that because, you know, you're
Oh no.
you're not known. Nobody knows how to find you. I can be found.
Yeah.
So that's my
She
answer.
hit me first.
So the point is that that's not as kosher as it once was. To
No,
just
it's
beat-
not.
To just beat a kid's ass.
My mom used to chase me around with a shoe. And my
Dude,
grandma, bro, she used to go and she was like, go get a switch. And I had to go in the backyard and fucking get a fucking branch.
Do I get less hits if I get one? Because otherwise
Yeah.
you can go get it, you old bat.
My mom used to have like a collection of them Mardi Gras spears, Harper. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about? The
with
cane
that, like,
spears.
shitty, like, bamboo, wooden, whatever. Yeah.
That was her beater
Are
of
you saying that
choice.
you used to get whipped with the equivalent of a Singapore cane?
Pretty much. Dude, I can remember that thing used to sit like where the trash can was, and she would like just lean it up in the corner right there. And man, when I knew that thing came out, it was like she just pulled out a sword. Ooh, woo! I mean, man, I used to have whelps on me.
Maybe you should stop misbehaving.
Yeah.
When
You ever think
Adrian
about that?
when Adrian Peterson got in trouble for tearing his kid up, I was like, dude. I thought about it. I was like, my mom would have been in jail if this would have happened nowadays.
Wait, what movie was that just fucking played?
I don't know. Can I say one more thing about Michael Hayes real quick?
Yeah.
So he says Jimmy Garvin is in Europe, except he was just commentating, and that wasn't taped that long before this. So everything was airtight, brother.
What's your
Garvin.
point?
Just saying, everything was airtight. Here it is.
There's
Harper.
literally this episode is the severe metaphor of throwing a tennis shoe down a hall.
Okay. The name of that movie
in
is
terms
called,
of air tightness.
Oh boy, there's nothing tight about it. The name of this movie, Harper, is Flatbed Annie and Sweetie Pie.
I don't remember this shit at all. I just it came out in '79. It's got the woman that was the receptionist in a Ghostbusters. She played Flatbed Annie.
Annie Potts, dude, she's still hot at 70.
Dude, I've always she was always like my little crush. I've always thought she was,
amazing. Now, this movie is so bad, it does not even appear to have its own Wikipedia entry.
It's going on at 10:50 p.m. Central Time tonight. Boy. So after we get that movie clip, they then go to a replay clip of Luger and the Horsemen, the brawl that we saw from a couple weeks ago. Jim Ross and Cornette throw it to that. I think JR spins it as how evil the Horsemen are, and Corny speaks of the Horsemen in a diplomatic fashion, like they're very intelligent and whatnot. That's all I got from the replay. I know Doc really doesn't like to cover replays. Now, we then, after that, go to a Ric Flair promo. And I know we've said Flair's had some promos that were just, This was nothing. Or was it just me, Doc?
I came up with something here. And everybody's going to say that I got this from Conrad this past week, because Conrad was talking about this with Miss Elizabeth in the 90s. I've decided, as much as we love, and I mean, we do love woman, Rick does not need one woman with him, because it takes away from the I'm out there styling and profiling and slaying everybody down at the Marriott, leaving a trail of bodies.
But he has the woman.
So?
Yeah, and I mean, just because he's got a woman doesn't mean he's monogamous. I mean...
Yeah.
Well...
And I mean, he did have Baby Doll at his side for a time period, too. The problem ain't the woman next to him. The problem is, listen to how nothing promo this is.
Lex, I have slapped you in the face. I have scratched your eyes out. Don't think for 1 minute I won't go one step further just to hurt you.
Oh, do you ever wake up in the morning, Luger, wondering why you're in pursuit of Ric Flair? You gotta understand by now, firsthand, that I'm the greatest wrestler in the world today of all time. And this is a creature on the face of this earth. She is woman. Together, we dominate it all, pal. We run professional wrestling. We are, what's happening? You understand that? So, Luger, when you get your brains stomped through a wrestling match, don't ask somebody why. Learn to expect it. We're Ric Flair. We're the Horsemen. We're women. We are a wrestling empire unto ourselves. We dictate policy. So, big man, whether you like it, Luger, woo, or you don't like it, learn to love it, cherish it, and worship it. Because it's the best thing going today. Mwah. Woo!
It ain't horrible, but he's just not really saying much.
Yes, it's same old kind of, you know.
It's Doc, you got anything?
Maybe Jim Hurd is starting to chip away at his confidence.
Where's Double A?
He's hurt. Is he hurt?
No, he's not hurt. He was out there the week before last when he was putting the boots to Luger. He ain't hurt.
So we just don't need him on the show. That's what you're saying.
I can't tell you that. I don't know. I'm about to Google something here because I'm just curious about these results, to be honest with you, within this time period we're in. And I want to see like where he's at, you know, in the April.
Well, and this is the perfect metaphor on the video version. Why would we listen to Lex Luger? There's not a chance in hell he's going to win the title because Sting is bringing RoboCop to Capital Combat.
Yeah,
Luger's done.
So
what? Luger's gonna win the title. And it's gonna be Luger and Sting. Get out of here.
I wouldn't say I didn't think Luger would win it, but I will say this. Luger did say one thing in that promo. He told Rick, "Your sphere of dominance is over," which I actually kind of got a kick out of that. I thought that was a nice little line from him. Nothing to write home about, but I thought it was a nice little line. Okay, so you asked about Arn, Doc. According to these results I'm looking at, Arn wrestled April 5th of 1990, and it was a tag match. It was he and Ole versus the Steiner brothers, okay? And then Arn is not showing again wrestling until April 19th, where once again he and Ole wrestled the Steiner brothers. Oh, actually, it looks like an 8-man tag. The Road Warriors, Steiners, defeated Doom, Arn, and Ole. That's a hell of a combination. God. So that was on April 19th. Once again, April 20th, Arn and Ole versus the Steiners. He's not really wrestling on a lot of these cards that I'm showing. Like it seems like he's just not doing a lot. I mean, he's not getting every day off, but like there's multiple days off in between many of his shows. So for what it's worth, I just wanted to bring that up. According to next week, it looks like he'll be back on will he be back on Saturday? Actually, I don't know. That looks like he's back on Worldwide. So we'll have to see. Yeah, I don't know. Why the hell are we not getting Arn Anderson promos here?
You're right.
He is the current TV champion. I just so everybody knows. So
Curious.
I'm just saying. Now they do have multiple other television shows, but I would think Saturday night's your main show. Why are we not seeing the TV champion here? I don't like that. That's the number one thing. Now, Doc, I do need to play this next promo because we're going to go to Sting. And Sting is about to piss you off, and I want to do this so you will give out a reverse Rolex. Let's go to JR and Cornette. Jim Ross and Cornette. They're going to throw it to Sting.
All of the Horsemen triple teaming Lex Luger. Now Sting is involved in this situation as well because on May 19th he will be the object of the Horsemen. They've said that, but he'll have RoboCop at his side as well.
No, Sting doesn't have to be the object of the Horsemen. All he has to do is keep his little rear end at home where he belongs instead of coming and sticking his nose in. He got to keep that big freak at home, and Lex Luger ought to stay home too, and then nobody would have to be hurt by the Horsemen.
Okay, Sting, as we approach May 19th at Capital Combat, a lot of rumors from all the fans all around the world about your retirement. Did you ever really seriously consider retiring?
The only thing I ever seriously considered was I hate the word retirement. I don't know whoever started that rumor. Let me just take the microphone out of Tony Schiavone's hand and hog up this entire camera and this entire studio if I have to, because we're talking serious stuff here. The one thing that did turn me around whenever I did get a little bit low and say maybe I should think twice about coming back and getting face-to-face with the nature boy himself, I looked at 30, maybe 40,000 letters that I got from people all over the world, not just the United States. I still can't believe how many letters I got, and it's serious stuff. The thing that really made me want to come back and get you more than ever, though, Ricky baby, is the fact that you got in the fans' face, Stinger fans' face, little kids with painted faces and flat-top haircuts, medium-sized Stingers with the same haircut and the same paint face. I can't even talk right now. You got me so perturbed, even the big Stingers. So yeah, when you started getting in their face, I started getting real serious about it. So Capital Combat, Rick, guess what? I'm gonna be there full-fledged with goosebumps, veins sticking out, my spikes sticking out just right, and guess what else? RoboCop by my side. We're gonna police the area, and it's going to be, woo! So serious, Rick. Watch out, Pally.
Yeah.
Everett Starr, that Sting scream was for you, pal. Doc, what are your thoughts on your favorite NWA World Champion of all time, future NWA World Champion Sting?
So he's going to get his revenge on the guy that almost put him out of the business, and that's the promo. That's terrible. He doesn't Sting doesn't believe this. He's playing a part, and he may grow into it a little bit over the years. But you can't create a personal issue with the guy who's just playing a part.
He said he was perturbed in the promo.
I'd like to stick my big stinger in this episode.
Yeah. He's half man, half robot, all cop. RoboCop.
This is amazing. Everything was airtight, brother.
So here's the thing. I am continuing to be willing to admit that
Here it is right here.
That Luger did not deserve the harsh treatment I gave him when he came in, and that he's better than I remember. Sting's worse.
He's not worse. It's the it's the promos. Because when he's in the ring with Flair and guys that have a lot of experience, his matches aren't bad. You cannot sit there and say his matches are bad. He doesn't have bad matches.
But we've entered the TV age where you got to be able to do both.
That's not true. Bobby Eaton still ain't cutting promos. You can't say that.
Bobby Eaton's not at the top of the card either.
You don't know. That's not true.
And he's got a manager.
Thank you.
Well, no, I agree. You got to have a mouthpiece if you can't talk. I do agree there. But Sting it's not that. He just needs not cut promos. He gets better a little bit.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't never, because I was listening to the last one of Conrad's little pods that he steals.
Boy, you
from
just
us,
keep plugging his shows tonight, huh?
I figure as much as he steals from us and as much as we plug him, eventually we'll be on the network.
I don't want to be on that network. What are you talking about?
I want to get paid, bro.
Yeah, because I do own or rent my house.
He does. I mean, of course you do.
Okay, continue, Doc. You were listening to Connie.
It was the last promo that Sting cut as Surfer Sting in 96. And he just starts with the howl, just like he does here. And there's no maturity or growth in the promos in the Surfer Sting character from what you just saw to his very last one and the role. So it's awful. It's terrible. It's not good. He's 62 years old, painting his face up now in the ring. It's not personal. He seems like a good guy, but as a wrestler, it just doesn't work, and it never has.
What an asshole.
Wow.
Tell him, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't totally agree there. I think eventually he gets over, and I mean, he ain't Ric Flair as world champion, but he eventually gets over. That's my thoughts.
Okay,
he can't cut a promo. He's not a good promo guy.
Is he closer to Ric Flair as world champion or David Arquette?
That's
That's nice.
dumb. I mean, that's not even. They're not. David Arquette should not have ever been a world champion. I mean, that's just come on.
You think Harley would have laid down for the 1, 2, 3 for Sting?
I do.
If they paid him.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who do a lot of things for some money, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was King Harley Race.
I really think you just got it out for Sting, man. I do.
Yeah.
You said
Sting alone.
you said reverse Rolex because you know it was all. Was that good?
The promo was terrible.
Right.
That's why I was laughing. He gets a fossil.
Yeah. He gets a Casio from Walmart.
He gets a sundial.
Well, if you want to see more absurdity this week, after a series of commercials after Sting, we go to Bam Bam Bigelow, who's followed by Norman, Mike Rotunda, and Abdullah for a promo.
I'm not watching this.
Well, here it is.
Today is going to be the hottest it's ever been for Abdullah the Butcher, the man of flame and fire, Bam Bam Bigelow, set to take him on right here today. You know, they asked me, are you crazy, Humperdinck, putting Bam Bam and Abdullah together on TV? We ain't crazy. We know exactly what we're doing, and we're going to show the world who the toughest man is. Well, you know, Boogeyman, it's about time we showed you who's scared of who, and the beast from the east is going to make you disappear. No more Boogeyman after today. Yeah.
Bam Bam Bigelow, the time has finally come for you to find out what the Boogeyman is really about. And Norman, we're going to be right at ringside to make sure that Slaughterhouse and that stinking Sullivan don't pull anything. What do you think about that,
You know
Norman?
something? You can't trust any of those guys, Captain Mike. That little rat Kevin Sullivan and that big tattoo-headed Bigelow. Cowabunga to all of you guys.
Cowabunga.
Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Well, ladies and
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How does Norman have a T-shirt?
I think that's a one-off thing. I don't think they're selling that.
Kind of like when your dad had Menace shirts and misspelled your name.
Actually, we sold those. They sold out. He made off with money. Claimed he was going to make another batch and spell it right the next time.
Did I send you the picture from like one of those old toy sites I follow on Facebook? Someone shared from like a J.C. Penney's catalog, like the Ninja Turtle shit, and it was that mask with the little play set.
No.
Oh no.
Send it.
Oh.
Send it.
You know, here's the thing. I would pay $100 right now if I could go back in the Boogie Mobile and have Abdullah stick Norman in the throat with a fork.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
And then have Rotunda pick up Norman's fat ass, airplane spin him, and then have Abdullah drop the big elbow and pin him at the interview site. This right here, this screenshot that you are foisting upon us screams 7 letters. Jim Hurd. This is what he thinks wrestling is.
I didn't get to mention this last week because I think this is around the time when Harper made the run-in and we started talking about all kind of other stuff. His tour of South Texas and everything he had done, which was great audio compared to what we were reviewing on the show. Norman last week had not only the Ninja Turtle mask and nose on, but he also had the shower cap on last week. I didn't mention it though. But to give everybody a visual, and again, you can see this on the Patreon video at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Norman has his Norman t-shirt on, like Doc said. He's got a bear around his neck. He's got the Ninja Turtle mask and nose on. And he's got a shower cap, or what I think is a shower cap on his head, as he said Kawabunga at the end of that promo.
Yeah, why's he got a shower head?
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's no answers for this shit. I mean, let's be real. This is
garbage.
That's probably a fucking shower head they got from the fucking hotel room.
I knew you were going to say that, and absolutely that's what it is.
Why not?
Why not? We're doing nothing. We're doing everything else stupid here. Let's just put a shower cap on from the hotel.
And just so that everybody understands that I'm not completely crazy. This is 15 times worse than what I just saw from Sting.
Dude, this is at I can't. It's beyond being at its own level. Nothing about that makes sense. Nothing.
Zero.
None of it. Now
you wouldn't even do this on a fucking Indies.
This is Mud Show, dude.
This is beyond Mud Show. That's Mike Rotunda.
Right.
And that's Abdullah the fucking Butcher.
That guy's previous gimmick was being the captain of a varsity wrestling crew.
Which there was, I guess, a little comedy in it with Rick Steiner, but they were serious.
Mm-hmm.
Steiner wasn't really comedic. He just was kind of a special fellow, or he was playing special, right? So it's different when you think about that. Like when you say, oh, well, they did. No, they were serious. Now, one of the worst parts about this is Bigelow just came in to promotion again.
And why are we giving this away on his first night in?
Because we're giving it away because we're not going to do nothing. Remember, last week they built up to say Bigelow's going to take on Abdullah. Well, the boogeyman, I don't know if he's the butcher here, but Bigelow versus Abdullah. Well, the match starts, Bigelow versus Abdullah.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Who's the heel?
Well, not only that, I don't know who the heel's supposed to be, but the match starts. Bigelow doesn't wait for the intros to wrap up. He goes straight after Abdullah and attacks him. They really don't wrestle for long. I mean, it's pretty damn quick. And out of nowhere, Cactus and Kevin Sullivan run into the ring. Okay, I'm fine because like you said, Doc, why give this away on free TV? It makes, you're right. Why are we giving this away? Let's do this some other kind of way. Let's make the people pay to come see it at the house shows, whatever. But it doesn't even go 5 minutes before we get the attack from Sullivan and Cactus, and then from that, we get Norman and Rotunda coming in to make the save. And the worst part about this is Abdullah the Butcher and Bam Bam Bigelow. It ends up being a double DQ. The crowd is silent. This whole crowd is like they're sobered up and they're pilled up.
I like both these guys, but this is awful.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah,
this is just terrible.
This is so bad. It's just like that fucking UWF type shit.
Yep. And Rotunda's out there in his green nautical jacket and his Zubaz.
With the Zubaz.
Because all sailors, have Zubaz on.
Right.
Captain Mike and crew.
He looks like some guy that brought his kid to the show. It's like, well, I guess we'll get the cheap seats. They're only $5 up top. Fuck it.
Look at the fans. They're standing up, but do they look like they're going crazy or anything, or booing or cheering? They're just kind of sitting there. Look at them.
Well, the three baby faces here ought to be heels, and the three heels ought to be heels. There's nobody here that's sympathetic.
But wait till RoboCop shows up, though.
He'll fix it. He'll police the area.
Yeah, get her alive. You're coming with me.
So this thing ends up in a double DQ from there.
All right, Mike, I got to get off this call soon, so let's hurry this shit up.
From there, we get a double DQ. We get some commercials. The story of Seabiscuit is going to be on tomorrow on TBS. I caught that note in the commercials. Yeah, the story of Seabiscuit. It's in the commercials. See? Here, Seabiscuit. That's going to be on TBS tomorrow on Sunday. It's the old Seabiscuit movie.
I didn't know there was a first one.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Central tomorrow. Make sure you set
your... TBS looks like the whole network looks like it's being run by Jim Hurd.
Bro, who would want to watch this shit? Because I remember TBS, they showed those old, Chuck Norris, missing in action.
Or some Charles Bronson, maybe.
Right. All those stupid, ninja movies. I don't remember the fucking Seabiscuit movie from fucking... World War II or the Flatbed Freddy.
Maybe Hurd got a meeting with Ted and was like, hey, look.
Jesus
I ran a hot show in St. Louis and I can sell some pies. Let me run your network.
Hey, cable to sit through that shit.
I've got no answer for you, Harper.
Nope. Well, look, I can't. I don't give a shit about the rest of this. I want to get to the ratings. I want to just the ratings part metaphorically would be like the three of us are about to wrestle and a Mark jumps in the ring.
All right, so we'll keep going so they can wrap this thing up. They throw us to a clip of the Midnight Express versus Z-Man and Pillman from the NWA Power Hour. I forget the date on this. The crowd, they were actually into this. We get a hot tag to Pillman as we see the last couple minutes of this match. Pillman is on a roll, but Corny throws his racket to Stan. Stan is going to end up hitting Pillman as Pillman comes off the top rope. The ref's back was turned. Stan then goes for the pin as the ref turns back around, and the Midnight win what I guess was a non-title match because we're never really told if it was title or not for the U.S. title. Anyway, this was actually probably the most realistic or exciting thing you could have seen in the show.
I guess.
But it was a clip from another episode as I say that. And there's the Stan with the hit. You can tell he misses Pillman. But anyway. Harper, you got any thoughts on this?
No.
It's again,
I don't either because it's non-title.
Well, they don't even tell us that, and we don't even see much of it. So then from there, the way we close out this show is we're going to go to a match between the Midnight Express versus the Rockin' Rebel.
Yeah.
And Rick Ryder. And the Midnight Express are going to win. And the crowd, they made a little bit more noise, but not really. And that's how this particular show ended. So I could tell Doc's in a pissy mood. So let's go to the ratings and the Rolex before we do it. I want to remind everyone, please consider becoming a patron. We're slogging through this stuff for your pleasure. So you can become a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Look, we've got Capital Combat coming. There's also a Clash coming up in the next month. So we got we got a pay-per-view and a Clash coming up that'll be there. Plus all the other stuff on the Patreon feed, like the World Class shows, are available as well, along with ECW and the NWA Power shows. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Okay, Doc, you want to get your stuff in. So rating, you want a Rolex or rating first? I got a feeling nobody's getting a Rolex from you, but what do you want? Okay, did he disappear? I know I didn't lose him just like that.
That's right.
All right.
He's probably beating his kid.
He might be. He looks like he's on mute. Somebody must have walked in the room.
I'm back.
There. Okay, there he is. Okay, what do you want to rate it?
Oh, we're rating this thing?
Or Rolex, whatever. I mean, it's the end. I just covered the end of it.
Okay. I feel like I'm factoring in the 50-minute length and being generous when I say D+.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I won't go that glow, but I'll be close. I'll go C-.
Yeah.
C.
Harper, what are you going?
I'll give it a C. If it was good, it would have had an A because it wasn't even a fucking hour. And that's when you know it's that bad. When it's an hour-long show and it gets rated that fucking low.
All right, so then we need to hand out the Rolex. Before we do so, reminder, please use the Amazon Associates link. That's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. The show gets a little bit of kickback in return when you use that link. Again, it's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Give that link to the wives, girlfriends, side pieces, whatever you have in your life. Tell them to use it every time they shop on Amazon. Put the link in the browser for them. tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Doc, are you giving a Rolex out? Man,
I feel like, once again, I feel like we deserve the Rolex.
Yeah.
I also considered the 10 seconds of Tony Schiavone's return to the screen before Sting ripped the mic out of his hand. I guess Rick Steiner's in the running for having a stiff match. I guess I'm going to go with Teddy because Rick wasn't good. I mean, I'm going to call it. Rick wasn't good in that one. I guess I'm going with Teddy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who to give it
I don't
to.
know how you two can give it C's when there's not a Rolex, and it's not because there's just nobody that did anything worth a shit.
What did we make fun of the most on this show that made us actually enjoy talking about it?
Thing.
RoboCop.
I'm giving it to
the Astros.
I'm giving oh, yeah, Harper buried the Astros fans. I'm giving it to God, I'm not giving out a Rolex. There's no one deserves a Rolex.
That's nice.
I'm not doing it.
I'm taking mine back from Teddy and a couple of teeth.
I'll give it mine to fucking Nintendo.
Mm.
Because now
They
they're
need
playing with
something.
power.
They need something in return for wasting their money advertising on this horse shit.
I want to.
You know what's funny is
WWF, they may have had. No, because I would say they would have Sega Genesis, but they were still making WWF Nintendo games at this point. I don't know what the.
Look, this was not good, and everybody involved with this needs to take a long look in the mirror.
And on that note, you're out of here, right? Because you got to run.
Well, here's the thing. This is one of those that were in youth sports. If this was a game and this was our effort, we might need to stay and run after the game.
Oh, no.
and you've been getting bitched at by parents. You can't teach, you can't play with Johnny like that. You gotta embrace him with love.
Not on my new scene where I'm not having to coach anymore in the select world. The parents would be out there like, turning to the coaches going, y'all need to make these kids run. They suck. It's flipped, dude.
Good.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good.
All right, well, I'm going to take off. You guys have a blessed evening. I did not enjoy this episode, but I enjoyed the fellowship and company with my two bestest buddies.
Amen. Catch you later. Me and Harper are going to take care of some business for him.
Bring it on home.
All right. So on that note, again, Harper had fallen behind on his video service, his shout-outs, his relationship advice, all that good stuff. Because of the hurricane, he was behind on a lot of them. I think he's starting to get caught up. I don't think
I
he
gotta
got
get the
caught up.
fucking Impossible Whopper. I went to a local Burger King Tuesday, and they don't have. I mean, because of the storm, they have a limited menu. So
yeah,
I couldn't get one.
I was going to say that. So Harper had to evacuate. He was gone. I know he's still got to do that one with the Impossible Whopper. As soon as the Burger Kings in his area have them available, and there really are down in New Orleans, Metairie right now. There are lots of limited items on menus due to just getting things to the area. Because, at the end of the day, you don't need an Impossible Whopper, but you do need water and actual other rations for people who didn't have electricity for a few weeks. So I know you're going to get that one done. And I know you fell behind a little bit on those. So, but if you want your own Harper video, remember, you got to email him to Chris Harper 16 wildcat@gmail.com. That's Chris Harper 16 wildcat@gmail.com. And then you can PayPal him $20 to cc30388cc@yahoo.com. And, hey, you can actually pay him more than that if you'd like, but especially if you want props done on your video. And I gotta be careful when I say props. But if you want an Impossible Whopper type scenario, you're gonna have to throw him a little bit more money. That way he can go get the Impossible Whopper. But PayPal him $20 or more to cc30388cc@yahoo.com. So I think that's almost everything I got. Also check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. The northern version of BTT, slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. They support us, please support them. Also check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV. They handle our show, our ECW show on our Patreon feed. So check out their free show, the Bottom Line Cast. Harper, anything else before we get out of here? This was a slog to get through.
No, let's roll.
Yeah, man, this was one of the roughest ones, I do say. I know I gave it a C- or whatever I gave it, but this was a rough one. All right, Harper, you ain't got nothing else, man. Hit the tagline, because I hear my wife out there screaming for me. I don't know if one of the kids or one of the dogs is doing something, but she's screaming bloody murder if you can't hear her. So hit that tagline. Let's roll.
Book it, bitch.